Alright, it's your boy Taco Phil here. I haven't done a video in a little bit. Bluesy. I'm trying to do a video. This is my kitty Blue. Well, technically it's Daenerys Blue. He's adorable. Pain in the butt. Alright, so Blue will be my co-star here today. So someone had asked the question, are there any benefits to being bilingual and working for Greyhound? Now, this is actually an interesting question because there's a bit of contention right now with this issue or with that answer. So, right now, there's no benefit base pay wise to being bilingual. If you just come in and you say you're bilingual, there's no benefit to being paid. You're not going to get paid more for every run. Now, but there are certain runs that they just really started recently that are they're looking for more bilingual people, and because they're looking for bilingual people, they are changing the pay scale, and that's kind of upsetting a few people. It's kind of pissing few people off, mainly because these were things that weren't required for bilingual before, but they want now. For example, in Los Angeles, we have a run that goes from Los Angeles to San Ysidro and back. It's a 6 and 2 or 6 and 1. So you work for 6 days, you're off for 1 day. You pretty much home every afternoon. You're working for probably about 7-8 hours. It has a pretty quick turnaround. You come right back. It's a pretty cushy gig. Now this run didn't pay a lot, and it was basically just held down by senior drivers who just wanted to be home every day. So it wasn't that big a deal. Well, now they are making it, because we have so many Spanish speakers that take that run. They have created a new run for that schedule that requires you to be bilingual. So it's not an option; it requires you to be bilingual. And in order to encourage bilingual people to apply for that run, you get extra pay, but you are required to be bilingual. Now, that's fine and dandy. You'll be bilingual. They have a lot of Hispanic people that take that, or I should say, a lot of Spanish-speaking individuals who take that run, and they felt the need to make sure that they had, those people covered. Now, the big problem with the union and a lot of drivers is if you're on the extra board, you do that run. I have done that run plenty of times, and I'm not bilingual. I'm not bilingual, and I've still been able to successfully do that run without being bilingual. So when I do it, and I'm on the extra board, I don't get extra pay. I get paid for just the hours that I drive. So why is it that they're requiring someone to be bilingual when for a long time people have been doing that run without being bilingual and haven't gotten the extra pay for doing it? So that's the issue with that right now. A lot of people are arguing about that. Some people are like they should just raise the pay of that run to make sure it gets covered and drop the bilingual requirement. Some people say that they should just make that a bilingual. He goes, they should make that a bilingual run, but not raise the pay. So a lot of people are arguing about that one, because there are people who have done that run and aren't bilingual. They're not bilingual, so they're being eliminated from that run. They're being forced out of that run because they're not bilingual. They're losing out. They're losing out on their pay, or they're still doing that same run and they're not getting the same pay. So people are a little upset about that. I understand, because personally, I've done that run with a large number of Spanish speakers, and I've still gotten them to their destination on time, safely. They were able to understand the basics of, this is your city, this is your stop, stay on this bus, get off the bus. I was able to get them to their destination without issue. I can understand at the terminal, they would have a few Spanish speakers that would make sure that, they got on the right bus, they got to where they need to when they need to, and they got to any connecting buses. But they don't need to be able to speak Spanish or to understand Spanish when 90% of the time when I'm driving, I don't talk to anybody. People don't talk to me. If they have a question, I tell them to wait until I get to the next stop. I call out the city names. You don't need to understand anything besides the city names, really. That's all you do. And if you're doing a San Ysidro run that doesn't have rest breaks, you just go straight. Typically, for you, depending on which run you have, you may just have like 3 stops, and then you go straight to San Ysidro. So there's very little chance of people, getting off at the wrong stop or getting lost or not understanding when you're pretty much just going to one spot. So that's the whole thing about the bilingual. You can be bilingual if you want to apply for those runs, those few runs that require you to be bilingual. You can. They do just a simple, I think, like conversation test over the phone or something like that to see your level of fluency. And then you can make that extra money. You can make the money that somebody would make on a longer run, on a shorter run that requires bilingual. Otherwise, if you just apply and you're bilingual, especially as a driver, there's very little benefit to it. Expect to be driving in plenty of places where you may not use your second language, especially if you're in a place where it's not that common. If you're if you're applying for customer service, you're applying for baggage management. I'm not sure. It may benefit you. You may get extra pay, but as far as drivers go, it really depends on that run. So that's my answer for that question. I'll keep you guys updated as to what's going on. I've been doing my run. My run is supposed to be pulling out today, later this evening. So I typically just get home. And about like 3 or 4, I try to get another nap in just to make sure I'm well rested, and then I pull out at night. So yeah, keep sending questions. I'll try to keep answering them when I can, and I'll talk to you guys later.